Hello, this is Dr. Shubha from Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry. This is about creating an inclusive school. We are dealing with Unit 2, Part 1. So this is Unit 3, Part 4, Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, ADHD, Autism and Cerebral. So what is this ADHD? Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. This affects children and teens and can continue into adulthood. So they cannot pay any attention for a period of time. Attention deficit and hyperactive disorder. So this is most commonly diagnosed mental disorder of children. They will be hyperactive and they'll be unable to control their impulses, or they may have trouble paying attention. These behaviors interfere with the school and their home life. This is a condition of the brain that affects a person's ability to pay attention, and most common in school-age children. This is a chronic disorder, that is, it affects an individual throughout life. It cannot be cured completely. Adults with ADHD may have trouble managing time and being organized, setting goals, and holding down a job. They may also have problems with relationships, their self-esteem, and addiction. So they have sensitivity problems and socializing problems and physical impairment too in ADHD, mental as well as physical. ADHD symptoms can change over time as a person ages. In young children with ADHD, hyperactivity impulse is the most predominant symptom. As a child reaches elementary school, the symptom of inattention, that is not paying attention to class, may become more prominent, and this will cause the child to struggle academically. He may not pay attention in the class. In adolescence, this hyperactivity seems to lessen, it will decrease, and may show more often as feelings of restlessness or fidgeting, but inattention may remain. Many adolescents with ADHD also struggle with relationships and antisocial behavior. Inattention, restlessness, and this impulse, hyperactivity impulse, tend to persist into adulthood also from adolescence. Presentations of ADHD: inattentive, that is easily distracted, unorganized, difficulty in listening, whatever you say they will not listen or they will not comprehend, hyperactive, impulsive, difficulty sitting still, you cannot sit through a class, rush through tasks, you cannot do it quick, make rash decisions, and combined both together, inattentive and hyperactive, symptoms of both presentations. So this will give you a fairly good idea. So how to help children with ADHD? Providing positive attention, give effective instructions to them, praise the effort, every effort should be praised, establish rewards for every good effort, then you need to give them rewards, consistent consequences. So you need to be consistent. That is every time the same thing. If at all you are rewarding for one thing, for any one good effort, then you need to continuously do that. So consistency should be there. Autism. This is a brain disorder. It typically affects a child's ability to communicate, forming relationships with others, and respond appropriately to the environment. But some children with autism are relatively high functioning, with the speech and intelligence intact, but others are mentally retarded, mute, or have serious language delays. That is, they cannot speak fluently, they stammer. People with autistic disorder usually have significant language delays, social and communication challenges. They cannot mingle with the society and with the community, and they will have relationship problems and unusual behaviors and interests. Many people with autistic disorder also have intellectual disability. Social and emotional behavior of autistic children. They do not show any interest in socializing. They will not show and try to put themselves in their own shells by living in isolation. Any attempt to love, cuddle, and show affection towards these children draws almost no attention and interest on their part. That is, they will not like, they will just shrug and go. They do not have any warmth of emotional touch and feelings and are quite unconcerned of others' feelings. Most of the time, they focus their interest and attention on inanimate objects like dolls and figures and pictures instead of their peers or other people. They do not believe in the ideology of mutual sharing of experiences. They don't want to talk, or mutual sharing of activities or even objects with their peers. They don't want to share their dolls with their peers, brothers or sisters or teachers or parents. They don't want anybody to talk to them or command them or be with them or befriend them also. Autism spectrum disorder. ASD, high functioning autism and severe autism. So the level 1, it needs support, difficulty in initiating social interactions. They are not flexible of their behavior, difficulty in switching activities, problems with organization. They won't be organized, disorganized. Level 2, they need substantial support and deficits with the social interactions, inflexibility of behavior, difficulty or distress coping with the change, repetitive behavior. Severe autism, they need substantial support, severe deficits with the social interactions and communications, and flexibility will not be there in their behavior, extreme difficulty or distress coping with the change, repetitive behaviors, and which will interfere with functioning. Autism Awareness Month is April, National Autism Awareness Month. This is not caused by poor parenting, trauma, abuse or neglect. This is a developmental disability. It begins during early development, either prenatal or by the age of 3. This is not a mental or emotional illness. Autism impacts 1 in 58 children throughout the world. So these are the signs of autism in girls. Their conversation will be restricted to limited topics of their interest, about their passion, and they will have difficulty with the social communications, and that will increase with age. They'll be quiet and shy, difficulty in making friends, difficulty in moderating feelings, and usually frustrated. Depressions will be there, anxiety and mood swings will be there. So these are the signs of autism in girls. Cerebral palsy. Now this cerebral refers to brain cerebrum, which is a part of the brain that regulates motor functions. Palsy means paralysis of voluntary movement in certain parts of the body. So cerebral palsy, so usually we say as CP, this affects normal movement in different parts of the body and has many degrees of severity. The severity will differ from person to person. So this will have problems with the posture, with the gait, the way they walk, and muscle tone and coordination of movement. Some children also have coexisting conditions such as vision and hearing impairment. These disorders are caused by brain damage, and they are not a direct result of one's cerebral palsy. The brain controls all types of motor functions that allow people to live as independently as possible. Motor control can be voluntary, such as reaching out to shake someone's hand. It can also be involuntary, such as the reflex when a doctor taps a spot just below a patient's knee. This is motor control. When the motor control centers in the brain are damaged, voluntary and involuntary motor skills, they do not function properly. This can present an array of challenges related to one's ability to work and ability to walk, talk, or complete everyday tasks independently. Because the motor coordination, what is motor coordination? Hand and leg, brain, hand, leg, the limb coordination with the brain. The symptoms of cerebral palsy are different for every child. Some are hardly noticeable, while others are more intense. The severity of the child's brain injury will ultimately determine the symptoms that will develop. They will have difficulties in performing any action. So this affects a person's ability to move and maintain balance and posture. This is caused by brain damage or abnormal brain development before birth or early in life. This is permanent, but it is not progressive. Means it will not grow actually, but it cannot be cured. This is just a pictorial representation. Cerebral refers to the brain, cerebrum, and palsy is brain's injury, the disorder of movement. That's why we call this as CP, cerebral. A person with CP will have cognitive impairment, that is knowledge and reasoning will be problem, slurred speech, lack of muscle control, that is moving the limbs, hand, arm, legs and all, lack of bowel control also, that is toiletry habits will be impaired, like they cannot control. There are so many types of cerebral palsy. Spastic cerebral, that is more than 70%. Increased muscle tone and stiff tight muscles. And 10 to 20% uncontrollable movements will be there. Mixed cerebral palsy, 10%. Symptoms of more than one type are present, that is among all the four, more than one or two. Ataxic, 5 to 10%. Difficulties with balance and coordination. So I just want you to see this, the statistics, and there will be associated impairments also with cerebral palsy, because they will have cognitive impairment and physical impairment also. Around the world, 17 million, that is 4 per every 1,000 births, will have the cerebral palsy. And types of cerebral palsy, as we saw, ataxic, dyskinetic, and there is a mixed type, and spastic cerebral palsy also. And so how many of them are having worldwide? So it's statistics here, you can just see.